Anthony Edwards is a bad man, Kwab.
That's a bad man, man. That's
Yeah, it's a
crazy.
bad
Bad man.
man.
That's a bad
Whew,
man.
damn.
Damn.
What a
What a
what a fourth quarter
what a
performance from Anthony Edwards. But first, you know what
yes.
it is already. Let's go to the box scores. Again, Anthony Edwards is a bad man. Jaden McDaniels had 30 and 5. Julius Randle 22 5 and 4 for the Lakers. LeBron mostly had a good game, 38 and 10. Austin Reeves 27 and 4. Luka with a stomach bug 17 7 and 8. Great game to watch. A fantastic game as a spectator, as an NBA fan. Kind of felt like the T-Wolves were the better game for pretty much all the game. I'm not gonna lie. I was watching the game and I was like, oh, they're gonna win this game. They were creating shots more easily. They were getting into the paint. The ball was moving a lot better, especially in the second half. They really started moving the basketball. They started picking up the pace. They started trying to convert in transition. And in the end, I mean, we can talk the last 5 minutes, Quab. Anthony Edwards making plays for himself, making plays for others, and the Lakers just unable to have answers for Anthony Edwards. They went man, which I found interesting. Anthony got a switch on Luka Doncic, hit a three, was able to get into the paint, find other Nasri, hit a couple big threes in the fourth quarter. You know, the Lakers tried this kind of matchup zone that just did not work in the end. And then on the other side of the ball, Luka was just bad. I know he had a
Very
stomach
bad.
bug, but Luka was bad today.
Very bad.
Luke was really bad today. LeBron had a really great first half. I thought had a bad third quarter, and then the fourth quarter he had that stretch where he was just launching from everywhere. I think he had three straight threes, and then he fumbled the rock
Yeah.
and ended up, having a costly turnover there. But to me, the X factor today, we could talk Anthony Edwards all day, but Jaden McDaniels to me was the player of the game. Not only did he have 30, he guarded Luka, he guarded he just caused havoc in every single aspect of the game. He hit open shots. He got offensive rebounds. He had putbacks. He had assists. He's guarding the pick and roll beautifully. And shout out to Rudy Gobert. I know he didn't finish the game because the T-Wolves went small and Rudy's a kind of a liability on the offensive end. But Rudy did a solid job in drop
Again.
coverage today. And he got switched on Luka, got a steal off Luka. The T-Wolves were helping out a lot on the weak side off of the pick and roll, collapsing. I thought overall just a fantastic defensive performance from the T-Wolves from that aspect, and they got the victory. They looked like the better team tonight. I think the team that played the best won tonight. I don't think this is a fluke at all. I think we're in for a 7 game series, man. We're talking Lakers. We were thinking Clippers Nuggets was going to be this series of the first round. I think this might be the series of the first round.
Yeah, it's looking that way. And if I mean it could go seven, the Lakers have to come with the right approach next game. But that aside, Anthony Edwards famously said one time, it's like, yeah, they have Kevin Durant, but we have Jaden McDaniels, and people like, it's
Ha
like a
ha
meme. I
ha.
was like, nah, Jaden was born. Like that's true definition of like a two-way player, like
Yeah.
guarding his position, guarding the best players, and still giving you this much output on offense.
Yes.
It's just amazing. It's great. With Anthony Edwards, I'll say from the start of the game, he played a very. I know I say this a lot, but like he played a very decisive game, but he was very quick in his decisions throughout the course of the game in terms of seeing the double teams and then either giving the ball up or sometimes being patient, waiting for it to clear out for like post ups here and there, and then attacking when he had a mismatch. We saw in the last 5 minutes like what he did in terms of times he would drive when he would see two try to kick it out to a shooter to the point where he got mad at Dante when Dante didn't take the
Yeah,
shot in
yeah.
the
And he
corner.
was right too. Dante should have shot that.
Dante should have shot that. It ended up being a turnover because Dante swung it, and you get this type of game from Ant. Like it's gonna lead to victories for the Timberwolves. I say the words. It was a very mature game by Anthony Edwards. He had the same type of vibe game one, where it's like very mature game, just making the right decisions, taking his time when he needs to take his time, making quick decisions when he needs to make quick decisions, and putting together this effort. I mean, like he hit big shots. He play made throughout the whole course of the game, and it led him to the victory. To the other point, like we talked about Rudy Gobert before the start of this series, and to me, he's been great. Like
I agree.
the Lakers keep trying to ISO
And
him,
he does
and
a
it's
great
not
job. He's doing a great job all series, man. Like it's like,
exactly.
why are you trying this? Like, stop it.
Like
You know,
go to something else. Like he's made stops. He's like he's done his job, and like that's all you ask for a player that's known. People crack jokes about him and say like he's overrated, getting all the defensive player of the year trophies and all that. But like he has done his job and is it's helped them lead to all these victories. Also, I was saying like if the Timberwolves to me the problem they ran into last game was that they kept allowed the players got into foul trouble. When they stay out of foul trouble and they get this type of play from Dante and Nas Reed, they are very very hard to beat.
yes. No, I agree, man. And also the Lakers turning the ball over a lot. I think that was another
Yes.
key to the victory as well. I mean, when you're turning the ball over like that, the team has a chance to score on the offensive end very quickly. You don't get to set up your defense. It kind of puts you at a loss there. And I think the turnovers were a huge story in this game. I'm looking at it right now, 16-8 turnovers. So the T-Wolves doubled up the Lakers on that end. And what was keeping the Lakers in the game, honestly, was the three-point shooting. Austin Reeves was, he wasn't on ball a lot today, but it showed that like he can play off ball and still be effective. His shot was falling today. LeBron's three was falling today. They need more. They need more from DFS. They need more from the Gabe Vincents of the world. They need more from
Rui,
from Rui.
yeah,
They need more from the ancillary pieces, especially on a night where one of your big three just doesn't have it. And Luke, again, like Luka was bad today. Just simply put it, he was bad. I thought he made some bad decisions on the pick and roll. I thought he was a little indecisive. Like to your point, what you say about being decisive, I think he was indecisive. He was just bad. He couldn't hit a shot. Was getting isolated on the defensive end as well. That was part of the game plan for the T-Wolves during certain situations whenever the Lakers went man, which is why I think the Lakers decided to go zone, was to keep Luka out of being switched on when he has a stomach bug. So I'm not blaming this loss on Luka. I think there are a lot of reasons why the Lakers lost this game, mainly because of the turnovers and also giving up second chance points in the second half. That's
yes,
another reason. The T-Wolves did get a lot of big buckets off of offensive rebounds. They just look like the more cohesive, the hungrier team today. And, shout out to Minnesota, man. This is a fun series. And I like the rotation that Coach Finch has got going right now. Dante off the bench, Nas Reed off the bench, Alexander Walker off the bench. You go 8 deep, and then in the end you finish with small ball so that the Lakers can't really, I guess, foul Gobert. Gobert's doing his job when he's playing. I think this bodes well for Minnesota. The defensive pressure from the Lakers was not there today.
yeah.
What we saw in Game 2 was just not there today.
I was gonna harp on that point because like Lakers have been very defensively have played really well throughout the course of the season, and looking at them now, there's too many important plays. They look disjointed, didn't know where to be, like leaving overhelping, leaving open shooters. Like I know the whole thing was like they want to send two at Ant, but even in game two, when they did that, they made sure to like know who was supposed to rotate, who was supposed to cover when the ball was swung. There was a couple of times it just led to like wide open shots, like
Yeah.
Claire, and during very very important parts of the game. All through all that, it was still like it ended up being like a close-ish game, like you said, because of the three-point shooting. But if you're not getting enough like contributions from your role players. It's going to be a tough game when it feels like you're struggling. When Luka just kind of looked disjointed throughout even the start of the game. Like you
Right.
talked about the turnovers, he had a couple of like really weird turnovers to start the game. I was just like, okay, he's definitely not right. Like one, he just ended up just falling to the ground and all that. So they, not that they need to play a perfect game, but against a team like the T-Wolves who are gonna be excellent defensively and can cause you problems on the offensive side, you need to play close to a perfect game from not just your star players but also your role players.
So, what do you expect in Game 4? Let's look forward to Game 4. It's in Minnesota. Lakers down 2-1. I assume JJ is going to have some sort of defensive adjustment off his sleeve. If you go man, Minnesota is going to, try to get Luka to switch. I guess you can still try to trap Anthony Edwards. I don't think that's the worst option in the world. Julius has done a decent job this series of finding open players, of creating for himself. when he's the lead guy there or when he has a man advantage there. He has had some turnovers. It's been the Julius Randle experience, right? It's been
Yeah.
some really good, some really bad, and
Yeah.
some what the hell is that?
Like, what are you doing?
I Jaden McDaniels had 30. I don't know if he's going to get you that again. you know. So I wonder what kind of defense he goes to that. Do you continue playing the zone? What do you do there? I think JJ has to have something up his sleeve. And as far as the offense goes for the Lakers, he's Luka Doncic, right? He had a bad game today, but I still think he run that. I would like to see Austin Reeves on the ball more a little bit. Maybe he can create for others, but they got to get other players going, right? Like you do have a big three, but you also have DFS who can shoot the three. You have Gabe Vincent who could shoot the three. Like you have other players who, can deliver and step up big and can be the Jaden McDaniels that the Wolves had in game 3. And I'm not saying, make that priority number one, right? You shouldn't go into game 4 like, we got to get DFS going. Like,
But I think a lot of it
nice
has
to
to
have.
do. Part of it has to do with like if you're not getting defensive stops and you're also like you're on your heels every time because of turnovers. You're not.
Yeah.
You're gonna run into this problem. Usually when throughout the course of the season or later on in the season after the trade, when they were able to get stops and run and get like more like fast break plays and open shots, it also helps like the role players and the other players are able to step up in the course of the game. Yeah, I'm also wondering like what's going to be the big change. I think the one thing is that the Lakers need to come if they want to win the next game. They need to come in with the right mindset. I don't think
Defensively,
they came.
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how they won
defensively.
game 2. They did not let anybody in the paint.
Exactly, and I mean, I felt like game 1 they didn't come in with the right mindset. The Timberwolves did, and that's why they won game 1. This game, it felt like the Timberwolves came with the right mindset again. Like after what they saw in game 2, they're like, okay, this is what happened. This is what we need to do, and they were able to pull out the victory. If the Lakers want to tie this up, they're gonna have to come with the right mindset. It might feel like they might treat it as a do or die game because
Right.
you don't want to lose be down 3-1 like
Oh,
that's
no.
that's the last thing you want. So they might come with the that type of approach to the course of the game where like we're letting everything off, we're shooting all our bullets throughout the course of the game. If it felt like LeBron was the only player in that fourth quarter was just like I'm gonna go all out, and they're gonna need that from the stars. Like I agree with you like with AR, maybe like give AR some more like on ball touches, but I mean he's able to play off ball also, but they're gonna need to throw different wrinkles in order to pull out a victory.
All right, that's going to do it for tonight. The Wolves beat the Lakers 116-104. Tomorrow, we will be doing Rockets Warriors, so take a look out for that. A lot of games this weekend again. First round, there's a lot of stuff going on. We are going to be dropping a little segment we did with Kofi, biggest Pistons fan on the internet, in my opinion. So take a look out for that. We'll be dropping that noon Eastern Saturday. Until then, you can follow us everywhere at the Dime NBA. I'm Josh Rodriguez at Josh_Rodriguez_. He's Kwab at Kwab, AKAS. We'll see you tomorrow with more game reactions at the Dime. Peace.